Hello. Today is Thursday, September 14th, 2023. My name is Daniel Mullany, and behind the camera today we have Nico Greina. And here we are going to be filming a video source inspection for Sitek Process Solutions. Our customer is located overseas and their PO number is P2302525. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get the process started, and then we will discuss the system from there. So here we have our customer's large, heavy plates that are built around a custom rotor. Okay, so what we have here is a 270F tabletop spin wrench dryer that has been upgraded with our Sitek Slick Device touchscreen controllers. Our Slick Device controllers are fantastic for many reasons, the main of which include multiple programs that you can, or multiple recipes that you can program in, a maintenance troubleshooting mode for easy maintenance on the system, data logging, and a nitrogen purge saver that will save you thousands of dollars a year in wasted nitrogen. If you'd like to learn more about our touchscreen controller, please give a call into Sitek at 916-797-9000. In the case of this system was upgraded with our touchscreen controller in the field, but later had an issue with the brushless motor, or sorry, the brush motor. So it was being sent in for a brush motor repair, where we actually had to swap out the motor entirely in this case. But what we were able to do is repair the system so that it gets back into normal operating specification. Taking a look at the tool, we have a system that's configured with all of the normal options, which include resistivity, a static eliminator, water recirculation, and an EMO button. So right now we are running the customer's standard recipe, which has a 120-second rinse. From there, we're going to move into our purge step, our dry 1, and our dry 2. So the concept behind the way that the spin rinse dryer works is that first you're going to have a rinse process where you're going to provide a quality rinse over the substrates and cassette. Now, when you're bringing product into the spin rinse dryer, it should have already been rinsed from the previous process step, but there are times when trace contamination can be transferred into the spin rinse dryer, and so the objective of our first rinse step is to make sure that anything that was dragged in gets rinsed out and that the tool keeps itself clean. Because if you had any contamination that splattered onto the walls, it would then heat the bowl up and leach into the bowl surface. And so what we want to do is avoid that by having a rinse step to start the process. From there, we're going to go into our purge step. And in purge, we're going to run at a high RPM, and we're going to divert the nitrogen flow through the DI water manifold. When we do that, we're going to be blowing all of the residual DI water out of the manifold in order to prevent any of that residual water from dripping onto the cassette and substrates during the dry cycles. Once the purge step is complete, we're going to move into dry 1. And that's where we're finishing right now. Dry 1 is a high RPM step that's going to sling the majority of the water off of the cassette, substrates, and rotor. Because our objective here is to really just sling the DI water off, we're not going to spend much time at this step, normally about a minute or two. From there, we're going to ramp down to our low RPM step point, which in this case is 800 RPM. And now we're going to stay here for several minutes. And what we want to do is we want to slow down the spinning of the system in order to let all of the heater elements of the spin rinse dryer complete the drying process. Now, that's going to be from heated nitrogen and the bowl heater. Where the bowl heater is going to be great at evaporating or raising the bowl temperature so that way water can evaporate more easily, the majority of the drying is actually going to come from the nitrogen heater. And speaking of the nitrogen heater, that's actually one of the capabilities of the touchscreen controller that we offer that I forgot to mention. Where the original controller is going to look at the bowl heater for functionality, it wasn't designed to look at the nitrogen heater. And since the nitrogen heater provides the majority of the drying on the spin rinse dryer, monitoring that component is critical. So what we do is we intelligently monitor the current consumption of that component in order to ensure that it's operating within specification, that your nitrogen is heating up, and that we're going to guarantee that your product comes out dried properly. All right, so we have another about 400 seconds left of the dry time before we'll be able to conclude this video inspection and wrap things up. So in the case of this spin rinse dryer, we offered a motor repair, or in this case, motor replacement service. That's just one of the many services that we offer, which also include the motor repair itself, motor controller repairs, rotor rebalancing, and refurbishments. One of our most popular services is our refurbishment service. A refurbishment is the easiest way to extend the life of your spin rinse dryer. The way we see it is after you refurbish with us and install one of our touchscreen controllers, you'll find that the next SRD you were looking for was already in your fab. And we do that by our extensive rebuild service. When you send one of your systems to us, the first thing we're going to do is completely disassemble it to the component level. From there, we're going to chemically clean and electro-polish every metal part to ensure that it has any previous contamination completely removed from the metal surface. We're also going to rebuild every component that we can, such as the motor, the upright positioner, and the valves. We're also going to replace a variety of components automatically. And those are mostly the consumables, such as windows, seals, gaskets, and all of the tubing. We're then going to label all of the components that we're going to install back into the system. So that way, when in the future, when you do need to replace a part on your system, you can simply read the component part number off the side of it, give us a call, and we'll have the replacement ready for you. Most of those items are actually on the shelf as well. Once all of our parts are prepped, we're going to build up our single chambers individually. So if you were to remove the poly skins and the controller from here, you'd find the actual system itself. And so that's really our first phase, is building up the system itself without any facilities hooked up to it. And along the way, we're going to provide a variety of quality control to make sure that the system is spaced properly, labeled properly, and meets all of our quality standards. We call this our dry build process. From there, we're going to be moving into our second step, which we call our wet build process. When in our wet build, we're going to hook up facilities to the system. Again, this is before we have the controller and the shroud hooked up. We're going to pressurize it and make sure that the system's working okay from a facility standpoint. Does it operate properly with the right pressure? Are there any leaks? And other checkpoints in order to ensure that our build is going properly. From there, we're going to configure the system as it's been ordered, which in this case would have been a tabletop spin rinse dryer. It also could have been a single standalone spin rinse dryer, or it could have been a double stack spin rinse dryer. But this is our last step where we're really going to be assembling it into the final configuration. And I guess I spoke a little too soon there, because our last step is actually doing what we call in now our final burn-in testing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set up the system and we're going to run it repeatedly for several days to make sure that all the work that we've done has gone through correctly and that the system is ready for a plug-and-play experience when it arrives at your fab. Our objective is that when the system arrives to your building, that you're first of all surprised that it's not a new system, and second of all ready to roll it directly into your production, perform your traditional startups, have the system particle checked, and meet all of the OEM specifications. And that's really the guarantee that we offer you with our refurbishment, is that we're going to return to you a like-new tool that meets OEM specifications and is backed by our 1-year warranty. We're so confident in all the work that we do that we're going to put a 1-year warranty on it, so that way any parts that might fail or need attention in that first year is going to be covered by Sitek. All right, so we got 150 seconds left. There's a couple other things that I'd like to talk about, and one of them might seem a little bit obvious, and that's spare parts. So if we can do all of these refurbishments, obviously we have the spare parts to support them as well. So if you're trying to do any repairs in the field, normally minor repairs, you can give us a call and order those parts either to be used immediately or to replenish your stock in order to make sure that you have parts on hand. That's windows, door seals, motors, controllers, solenoid valves, pneumatic valves, the upright positioner, the tach RPM sensors, rotors, bowls, anything that you need, you can purchase from us. And again, we try to keep the majority of these parts in stock. However, if it's something we don't have in stock, we always have the capability of providing it when it comes to the Semi-Tool Spin Wrench Dryer brand of equipment. Now, although we are the absolute experts and the industry leaders when it comes to our spin wrench dryers, we also can sell and support a variety of other equipment that are similar to the spin wrench dryer as they're used in the front end wafer fab. That would be box washers such as the Floraware or Integris HTC series, which are used for cassette and box cleaning. Mask cleaners such as K&S, Ultra T, or Ultra Tech, which will be used for high pressure wash on reticle, mask and reticle cleaning, and can also be used for single substrates, wafer substrates. Barrel, ash, and etch tools such as Branson's and Techniques. Some metrology tools such as tabletop profilometers, deck tacks, 10 cores, some particle counters, and a variety of other tools in that product category. And photoresist pumps and photoresist pump rebuilds. So one of our popular service is just sending us your photoresist pump, such as an IDI 300, which many of you might have. We'll rebuild that and return it to you with a warranty. All right, so now we're coming down to our last 20 seconds of our video demonstration today. Everything that I've seen with this SRD so far has been operating great. The system's been running within spec. Everything on the controller's being met okay. The door has been properly sealed throughout the whole process run, and the vibration has been acceptable. So now we have our last step here, which is going to let the system ramp down to 0 RPM. So this will be a slow ramp down as the system is breaking the brush motor in this model. This particular set of substrates is quite heavy, so the ramping down takes a little bit longer than it would with your traditional wafer substrates. And now the system sees 0 RPM, so it's going to release the door seal. There we go. Our substrates are dry and warm to the touch, and the process is complete. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to view our video source inspection for today. Again, my name is Daniel, and this is filmed for Sitek. If you have any more questions about our products, please visit our website at www.sitekprocess.com. Check out some more videos on our YouTube channel, or give us a call at 916-797-9000. And to reach me directly, dial extension 2201. Thank you for your time today, and I hope you have a great day.